Hey everyone, I'm Steve from gamersnexus.net, and this is a Fallout 4 texture comparison, which is kind of a loose word as you'll find throughout this video. So Fallout 4, like most modern games, has a settings drop-down to change the texture quality when you go into the options menu. This has three options: medium, high, and ultra. And using ultra will consume more VRAM on the video card, so do keep that in mind. Bethesda actually recommends a 3 GB minimum VRAM for the GPU's allocation for texturing at ultra. Now, in our testing, we found that the game consumes about 2.6 to 2.9 gigabytes of VRAM at 1080 Ultra, and in theory, textures would contribute a large part to this. So then, what you're about to look at is a couple of screenshots. These were taken at 4K, and then we have dialed in on certain parts of the screenshots to try and really highlight different textures in the game, like signs and things like that. These are not scaled, they are cropped, so there's no scaling going on here. The screenshots, as you can see, show basically no difference. If we took away the word telling you which setting was used for the screenshot, you would probably not be able to identify them. And that's because there is actually no difference between the textures on medium or ultra or high. And we have found exactly two differences. The two differences are, in one screenshot, there's a plant in the bottom left. The focus of the screenshot was the wall, the brick wall, but there's no difference there. So we look in the bottom left and you see a plant. That plant is slightly different in ultra versus low or medium. And the difference is actually not anything to do with textures at all. It has to do with Fallout 4's procedural generation of plant life and foliage and ground coverage. So that's not even related to textures, basically. The next slight difference we saw was in this screenshot of a trash can. So again, the focus was the trash can. I was hoping, based on a lot of past experience with texture comparisons, that the word on the can and that some of the finer details would be more blurry or downsampled on the lower texture resolutions. But in the screenshot, it's the same thing. You look in the back right corner, we can zoom in over there, and you'll see that the letters S and A look slightly different in one of the screenshots than the other one. So looking at this fallen sign in the background, you can see some difference in the texture in the rust, for example, and in the S and the A on the sort of tapestry hanging down, you can see there's less clarity around the borders of the letters. And this is the only real example in Diamond City that we could find of a texture quality change, and even that took quite a bit of digging and looking to locate. So that is the texture screenshot comparison of Fallout 4's texture resolutions. There is effectively zero performance impact going from medium to ultra. There's a bit of VRAM consumption. That's the one thing we can measure, but there's no FPS difference. So I'm not really sure I understand why the textures are this way. This is certainly not normal. We just did a huge texture quality comparison in our Black Ops graphics optimization guide on the website, and you can see major differences there. As far as Fallout 4 though, the difference is basically non-existent, and you can just run a lower texture setting if you wanted to consume a little bit less VRAM or something like that. So that's all for this video. Check the link in the description below for more information. Hit the article for that kind of stuff, and subscribe as always. Check out the Patreon page and the post-roll video if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you all next time.